Well, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. We are today sat in the BMW M3 Evolution, dating back to the end of the 1980s. This car used to compete in the touring championships in Germany, in the UK, in Australia. It was one of the phenomenal cars that I used to look out at the TV and think one day I'm going to wish to drive one of those. Try and buy one today though, it's going to set you back a pretty penny. They are a very iconic car. Pick one out of a lineup very easily by the boxed boot, the boxed wings. Absolute stunning car. And I know my brother, when he bought one, well, he didn't, he bought a 1.6 that had the M3 kit on. It looked an absolutely epic car, and it was one I was jealous of. But here we go, we get to drive it today. Let's go and take a look at the setup. So here we are, 686.08 pp. Little low you think, but this car is NA. It doesn't take any turbo, any supercharge. At 395 brake horsepower, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get around the track and get those big GR4 cars caught. So racing medium tyres. We're going to start on mediums because I think we need the length of tyre to get through the 3 laps. I don't think the softs will cut it in the hot afternoon, but we'll just have to see where we go. Fully customizable suspension, everything default, nothing changed. Fully customizable diff. The usual 555 when we pick up a rear wheel drive car. Downforce, we do have a front spoiler, side skirts, rear valance. We have a rear high ring 20. At last we can get back to the trademark. And we've got downforce on the front at 152 and 221 on the rear. Basically we're looking for turn in on the front at 152. And on the rear, we're looking for downforce for the acceleration, but we need the top speed. This car's going to be limited because of its lack of power, so we just need to take it where we can. You can tune that as you see fit. There's loads of room. Even if you put the softs on, there's loads of room to tune that horsepower. ECU is not restricted at 100 because it's fully customizable. No restrictions. We've got the transmission racing at 260. That seems to be about fine for this track. No turbocharger, as you said. But we've got the air cleaner, silencer and exhaust manifold sat at racing, and with that brake system also racing with the brake pads at racing as well. We've got the racing clutch and flywheel, carbon prop shaft and every available add-on. We've also got all the body weight reductions and the body rigidity. Let's go to the track, and as you saw it, we'll change the oil as well. And here we are at the World Touring Car 700 at Le Mans. It is the 24 hours of Le Mans. It isn't a full 24-hour representation. It's just half an hour of racing in the day. Let's take a look at the settings. Assist will be traction control 1, default ABS. We're grinding, we want it easy. We're going to use ASM and the counter steer assistance on strong. Controller settings, controller sensitivity at 5. We've got force feedback max torque at 5 and force feedback sensitivity at 6. Do I ever change them? Occasionally, not very often, but I put them in every race just so you can see it. And what else is there to say? Well, we're expecting it to be a tough race, this one. We don't know what the weather's going to bring. We're pretty sure it's going to rain. We're going to attempt a 2-stop strategy, but we're going to remain flexible. We could run the softs if we want to, but we've made a choice to set out on the mediums. We're going to start off then on fuel map 6. Let's get into the race. Right, folks, then. So then, first thing we do, fuel map 3. And on we go. Fuel map 3 needs to be the level that we need to have to get to the first pit stop on lap 3. This car's a little bit slower than anything else we've used. Mr. Bishop getting a little bit angry with us, a little bit frustrated. Doesn't like the bump and grind on his nice little 458. Well, I'd like to think our little BMW has got a bit more class than that. On the gas and hard. Ooh, outside of the NSX. We didn't touch the wall. skipping past everybody. That's the way we go. Just have to make sure that fuel is on the money. As with everything in this race, those words wouldn't come out. As with everything in this race, the key critical bit is the component called rain. When that comes, how it comes, which way it's going to lead us to make any chops and changes, we've got a strategy already set out. We're going to stop on lap 3 and lap 6. We're going to change tyres on lap 3 and lap 6, and we're also going to fill up with fuel. But that's subject to change. We never know what we're going to be doing. And that's the exciting part of this sort of grind. It keeps things on your toes, but it's the least assured grind for me. Alright, there are cars you can use that guarantee the win. You could use the Red Bull if you wanted to. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to enjoy the game and have some fun. Play the game, learn the cars. But if you want to play the game a particular way, that's the way you want to play it. Do it. We get a tap from the Ford. We're into 9th place, some 12 seconds behind Mr. Blazan. We've just got to keep the shoe on. Just keep going. Now this little BMW is, it carries less power than the Cosworth. It's NA, it has no turbo. Fuel economy is really quite decent. We could aim for a 2-lap stint. Absolutely burn the fuel if we wanted to, but we don't know when that rain's coming. And also looking at this fuel at 2.1 at this point, it's looking a bit shy, but we know Mr. Mendoza's going to brake a little bit there, so we're going to slide up his inside. And we know Mr. Lopez is going to brake a little bit at the next corner. So we can either go round his outside like we just did there, hang on the front brake a little bit like we did, and we're through and round. Minimal interference. Cut the apex, and ahead of us Mr. Kawakami is 6th place. We're doing good. We're only 12 seconds off the leaders in this little late 80s naturally aspirated machine. Keeping the power down. A 4:13 opening lap is not the fastest, but we have the fuel, so we can now switch at the next point to the weather map, and let's have a look at the radar and see what's coming our way. Nothing on the weather radar. Tyres are really holding up these mediums. There's an opportunity if we want to change to the racing softs. If we manage to avoid the penalty there, I wonder. We'll know any second. No, we didn't. That was a shame. We'll see if we can just make up for that. Nothing on the rain radar. Really, the penalties here are a major frustration. In the wet, if you go off the track, you can rack up penalties really, really quickly. See if we can use this slipstream to aid us. We'll get in front of him and use Mr. Healy. Outbrake Mr. Healy for this next corner, and we'll be good. 10.8 seconds down, but after this penalty that see us 12 to 13, maybe 15 seconds down. We're in 5th place, we're not doing so badly. There is rain, top right hand corner. It's coming in really quite thick. Look at the dark stuff behind that initial cloud bank. That's looking quite horrible. Oh, it looks heavy, doesn't it? We need to really think about where we're putting ourselves. Like I say, this is an underpowered car here. It is the proverbial knife to a gunfight. So good, you have to say it twice. Question is, do we need to pit stop? Do we need a set of inters? Looking at that rain, we'll take advice from the guys in front of us. Whoever pits, if they all pit, we know we've got to. There we are, 13.5 seconds down, kind of where I thought we would be. Looks like this is going to be the driest bit of track for a while, so let's make hay. Don't think we need fuel. Is everybody pitting though? That's the question. No, Portilla's carried on. We're all going to carry on then, or just the two, Mr. McEwen and Mr. Blazan. So they're stopping on strategy. We've got fuel, so let's keep pushing. 10.1 seconds back. That's looking ominously horrific though. Not entirely sure we're doing the right thing here. We might have cut that corner as well, and we might get a little penalty, which will just annoy me even further. But we are up and on with Mr. Yamanaka making inroads. And we're 9 seconds behind Portilla now. Oh, and it looks like it's greying up as we turn into the southward bound straight. Here we go. Can we pick up the slipstream? Can we push on? Can we drive on in? Brake at the usual point. There we go. We're with Mr. Yamanaka. There doesn't seem to be any dramas there. It won't be the fastest lap of the race, even though Mr. Portilla has now picked it up with a 4:14.445, which is 0.0138 faster than us. That's extremely quick. Was that good maths or was that bad maths? That would be bad maths. It was a little bit more than that. The rain is in. Looked like Mr. Yamanaka was looking to come past us then. Doing okay. That first bank of cloud we've managed to skirt through. I didn't really back off, but that gives the fastest first split, I guess. .8 seconds down, so we lost a little bit there. Track's just getting a little bit moist now. There he is in the distance, we can see him. He's got the hammer down, 10.1 seconds ahead. And it looks like we're really cutting through this bank of rain. We're going to get a little bit of a downpour now, but once we're through that, it looks like we're good. No real drama. We've got a pit stop at the end of this lap anyway, so I'm thinking we're going to be back out on a set of slicks. I might even go for softs, you know, as Mr. Yamanaka, sorry, just comes back on my shoulder. He's been told by his pit crew to hurry up, hasn't he? Get in before the rain. Let's see if we can chase him down. We know we're going to be quicker than him at certain spots. Yeah, it looks like we're through the rain now. We're just into where we believe the intermediates are the preferred tyre, so let's just ease off a little bit. See if we can keep the grip in the slippery portions of the track. He's quick through here. He's just stabbing the brakes. Why would you be doing that in these conditions? That's giving us some front end damage. We are 7 seconds off the leader. But it looks like we're through it. Yeah, we're going to switch to a set of softs. As we come through then, we're going to take all the fuel. My throat's a bit dry, excuse me. So Portilla's on hard with 9% fuel. We've come in with 6% fuel and it's just 6.5 seconds ahead. So whatever happens, we're going to have to take more fuel. But we are changing tyres as well. We're going to go over to the soft compound, which Yamanaka and Kawakami are on. Mr. Hayward's going past us down the pit lane. We can hear him go there. We're just pulling up. Absolutely stunning looking car. Portilla's just got to his 99%, 6 or 7 seconds before we do. Healy's taking fuel. How are we going to get out ahead of Yamanaka, are we? Here we go. He's right in front of us, look at that. Now we're on the softs. Track's a little bit wet, so just got to be a little bit cagey. But we should be able to get some track down, definitely. We should be able to get some power down and slide our way past this little Supra. Very modern car compared to this thing. But this doesn't drive like a dinosaur, it really is agile. Probably a bit too agile at times, getting us 2 penalties so far. Nope, just the 1 penalty, 1 second. Let's chug on. So, looks like the rain bank is ending. We've just got to push on for this, and we're approximately halfway through the race, almost. When that 15:21 counts down to 15, we are at the halfway point. We've made our first pit stop after 3 laps. We're still open to have a very dynamic schedule. I'm kind of expecting the wear on these softs to be significantly reduced due to the wet. Just hoping it starts to dry out and we get a bit of a dry line where we can really start to exploit these softies. That would be really good. We seem to be on top of the fuel. We're actually in 7th place. A lot of the cars that pitted on second time have actually come through. On second time, on the second lap, pitted at the end of the second lap, are now coming through, and they're taking the track from us. But we did fuel for longer, so it's only right. Mr. Hayward has assumed the lead, 15.8 seconds ahead. But but we know they're going to be pitting at the end of lap 4, at the end of this lap for their second stop. As we just approach the back of the battle between Mr. Cookabun and Mr. Banjano, and I do hope they are not going to be competing. Oh, we have a bit of a gap in the clouds arriving. It hasn't stopped raining yet. Look, you can see the depth of the water on the track is still up there, just on the cusp of whether the Inters are the actual valid tyre. See the spray coming up off the back of Mr. Mangiano. Just a stab of the brakes allows us to come past, get up to the back of Mr. Blazan. No penalty to serve this time, so we should be able to get into him. Will he be pitting at the end of this lap? There's the question. We need a good sight of what's coming on that rain radar. Just wish I could zoom out that bit further, just to tell us what's actually happening. We probably need to just ease off a little bit here. Yeah, don't slide the car too much, but we've got the opportunity, I think, to get past Mr. Blazan as he brakes like an absolute demon. Holy hell kebab. How does that work? There we go, nobody else has pitted in, so, well, there is Mr. Hayward's gone in, but that's a scheduled stop. The track is not really drying out. It is starting, but is it quite wet here? No, it's drying up nicely, but there's more rain coming. Have we just made a mistake? Should we have pitted in? I can't see what's coming next, but Mr. Portilla's gone on, so he's not had the call to pit. 6.3 seconds ahead. There he is. Let's see if we can chase him down. Just made up a second through those corners. These soft tyres really giving us the ability to make an impression. I can hear rain. Shouldn't be that much rain according to the rain radar. Portilla still holds the fastest lap, but this is our first flyer really. There he is, 4.6 seconds ahead, so we're back on it. And that rain ahead looks really, really ominous. That's right in front of us. But will we get the benefit of it dissipating away? One doesn't know. Not a Scooby-Doo. Let's see where we go. We still have the ability to pit early, you know. We don't have to stick to that 3-stop strategy. If we stop at the end of this lap, we still have to take a lap of fuel to give us 2 laps of fuel to get to the end. We've got him down to 4 seconds. So we've took almost 3 seconds out of him at this point of the lap. Oh, that rain ahead does not look fabulous, does it? When we get to the end of this lap, we just have laps 6 and 7 to go. If we're pitting in for the last set of tyres because we're going to do whatever we need to do. A set of IMs would work very well to get us to the end if we needed to. Just need to look at what rain's coming. We're about to hit some. Traction control really is biting now. You can see it really retarding the acceleration. 4.2 is pulling away. Oh, there's lots of rain coming. Look at it. Horrible. 4.3 seconds ahead. We just need to have a little bit of a break. .4 seconds. He's just eking out that lead. We've got to get to the pits. This is looking horrendous. The intermediate tyre is now the favourite tyre. And he's not backing down, is Portilla. He is certainly pushing on. and then all of a sudden we take a second out of him. He was obviously cagey on the brakes there. It is, the rain is coming as we run a little bit wide. 2.4 seconds. Yeah, these soft tyres are now just starting to show wear on the rear, but there's spray coming up ahead. And that rain is not going to back down. It's getting wetter, so pits for us. Need to put those IMs on, regardless of what Mr. Portilla does, because he's going to have to pit as well one more lap. So whatever we choose to do this lap is the choice for the rest of the race. We're catching him, he's going very, very gentle. We're pulsing the throttle just like he is. There we go, but there's the end of the rain. I still think we need to do it. I think IMs are looking at the track on the rain gauge. Let's get in those pits and let's see if we're making the right choice. See if he comes in. He is, he's following us in. We haven't made the wrong choice. IMs, 2 laps of fuel. Is this going to be the difference? Is he going to take less fuel than we are? We're on 41, he's on 38. He's going to have to do the same thing. He's going to have to take a lap of fuel. How long of the race have we got to go? I can't see a clock. I can see a pit. There it is, bottom right hand corner, 7:33. That's 2 laps. We're good. We're not going to do the 8th lap, which is helpful. Yamanaka's in there on 40% of fuel. We're going to have to take more than Portilla. We're going to take 1 whole lap of fuel to take us to 2.2. Changing tyres. We've picked intermediates. I know we have. Have we? 2.1. We have picked intermediates. We're good. We're good. We're away. 4-second lead. Ahead of Portilla. Just need to take it steady. Don't lose it. Don't spin it now. We've got a large bank of rain to come through, and then we're racing to the finish. .5. No penalties. It's still raining. We're on the track is exceedingly wet. It would be too wet for slicks, definitely. What you do know, and I'm not going to try and talk myself out of it, but what you do know is this car is fast enough to catch the field through the race, so it's got to be quicker over the entire 7 laps. So if you've got past them, they shouldn't be able to catch you unless they've made some sort of real humdinger of a choice on tyres or whatever, but we all should be on IMs. And if the track starts to dry out enough, I'm not going to pit. I'm just going to run these IMs. They'll definitely do 2 laps. 5th gear. Starting to see things looking like they're brightening up. 7.3 seconds in the lead. Ooh, the car's twitching a lot, under braking. It was sliding to the right there, obviously aquaplaning. We don't need a penalty, thank you. I know we crossed that white line, but I wasn't gaining any advantage. We're out of the rain. You can see the clouds dissipating. There we go, there's blue sky, there's bright light, the sunshine on the way. Need this track to start drying out. Just going to take it steady into this part of the track. It looks like the track where it's wettest. Laps of constant pitting, it looks like. Final lap of the race, a 4:14, 4:45. Can we beat that on intermediate tyres on a wet glossy track? I don't know. 7.7 seconds ahead, and we're just eking it out a thousandth at a time. Just going to ease off, touch the brakes down to 14th, keep some pressure on, just brake in a straight line. .8 seconds in the lead. The sunshine's coming out. I know it is. I've got a sweat on here. Really quite a tense race. Really quite close. It's all going to change though if this track really does start to dry out. Are the cars behind me going to look to pit and take the softs? Is the pit stop going to be long enough to prevent them being able to catch me? Are inters on a dry track going to be worse than softs? Of course they are, but is there enough time to be made up? Am I pitting? I don't think I am. I think it's the wrong choice to pit. I think we're going on inters. If the water depth was less than that first mark, I'd pit in and I'd take the softs. I'm looking to the field behind me. I've got 1.3 laps of fuel. We've got enough. The guys behind have not taken to the pit lane, so it is Inter's process. It is an Inter's course. I'm trying not to say Inter's. Yeah, I'm trying not to say that word. It's an Inter's track, not an Inter's. Yeah. You know what I'm trying not to do. How hard would it be? How easy would it be to throw away a 12-second lead? I do love that pop on the change down. Here we go. There's absolutely zero rain on the radar. Tyres, look at the track is drying out, look. 13.4 seconds, 13.5. The lead is increasing. We've got this one. All we have to do is keep it on the track to the end. We know we're heading to the wettest part of the track at the south end of the circuit. Changing up gears, just want to hang to the centre of the road. It pulled me over to the right when I braked early. I'm just going to go easy on the braking, maintaining that 13.5 second lead. Oh, that sunshine burning through the windscreen. It would be treacherous now with that sunshine reflecting off the track if there was to be slower cars bobbing in and out of that sunshine, but there isn't. We're nowhere near to lapping anybody, I don't feel. 165 mile an hour, just going to lift off, tap the brakes as we get into the wet part of the circuit. Not pushing the brakes all the way through their envelope, just making sure they stay without locking up. I feel we're on the home stretch. We're just holding that 13.5 seconds advantage. Portilla in the Viper just trying to each into us. He's got it down to 13.1. He's down to 13, 12.9. He's pushing 12.75. We're just going to ease off into here. Just going to manage this corner. Oh, we've got a bit of a slide on, but we're good. We know we're faster than them through here at any particular time of day. 0.4 on the fuel, we're good. He's 12.8 seconds back. No penalty, one hopes. Don't need a penalty for overrunning that corner. We haven't got one. 13.3 seconds, 13.5. We're building the lead again. Braking for the final 2 chicanes. Well, what do you think, folks? What kind of car is it? We don't know until we've crossed the line that we've actually won it, but we have. It's ours. The trophy at Le Mans this time is ours. Another 825,000 K to the bank. There she is, as long as it's a clean race. We did get a penalty, but I think it's a great little underpowered car. Easy for the win, maybe not. You have to make the right choices through the rain. You have to think that you've got to be able to adapt your strategy. Maybe we could have started off the race on the softs, but I didn't think without the rain they'd last the distance. So 31.52, 14 seconds ahead of Mr. Portilla. We didn't lap anybody and we didn't get the fastest lap of the race. But what do you expect? Just over 400 brake horsepower. A right little mover. Let's see how we did. There we go, 825,000 with the clean race bonus. Clears the 16 million and 300 miles for the day. That's some mileage. And there she is, folks. What do you think? Do you have any other equally adept, equally capable cars that look like they're a weakling in a Muscle Mary world? It's a great little car, great history. But that's up to you. We'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care.